Day off during the week. Let's see if we can catch any fish. Well, I have to stop saying well every time I turn the video on, apparently. People have been giving me earache about it, you know, we always start a video with well, or hello troops, or something fucking stupid. It's like, can't help the way I talk, people. Anyway, back to where we were. Okay, we have a run. I don't know if it's still on. No. I think something's there. Not very big. There's a small jack. Yeah, little jack. Come on, stop buggering around. There we go. First fish of the day. Right. As you can see, it's not a very big fish, but it's a fish all the same. Let's break the landing net. Let's get this bit unhooked from the landing net. Let's throw that out. This is why I have clips to my landing net, so I can get the rod out of the way. Let's unhook it. Get it put back. It's not very big. Just turn this around a little bit. Set it there. Let's get you unhooked, little fish. And as you can see, that's just going to go in through the gills here a little bit, like so. It's going to flip. There we go. Don't flip. See they start to flip, get them in the unhooking mat as quick as you can. Don't try and catch them, just put them down, they'll open their mouth again. And there we go. That is the fish unhooked. Now, not going to do too much with it, we're just going to put it back. So, carry him back in the landing net, like so. Hold him, let him recover a little bit, and he's good to go. And away he goes. Let's get another bait out. That was the roach. So let's get another bait on the go. Right, before we were so rudely interrupted by the tiny jack. Oh, that's right, I was giving out. I know people that are trolling just for the sake of trolling. Just have to get past that. But if you have constructive things to say, you know, like, Scobes, if you do things like this, it'll be a better video, then by all means share them. If you're just on to say, I can hear you breathing, you fat bastard, then thanks for your comment. It won't affect how I sleep at night. Now, disappear. But it's a good day so far. It's a Friday, I'm not working, which makes it an even better day. The fact that it's not a blank when I'm fishing makes it a fucking awesome day. I've got a cup of coffee, I've got my cigar. I'm going to have a bacon sandwich now in a minute. Today's shaping up to be a good day so far. The vlog series. I'm debating whether or not to continue with the numbers when I change to go to course fishing, or start afresh, because it's two different types of fishing. One's pike and predators and one's course fish. And I have a big heron that's just flew past me. The fact that there's herons in front of me means that there's prey fish in front of me. When I first arrived down here, you could see them nipping on the surface. So that's why I chose this peg. That is nice to be able to reverse up to your peg and sit comfortably and not have to put gear on your back and trek across a boggy field.
I'm going to put another roach out. That's what caught the little jack before, so let's get another roach out again. I always fish to a clip, that way you can clip off the trace, leave the rod down so the rod's not going to get stepped on. Believe me, it's not pleasant when that happens. I have done it before. So let's get this one put back out again. Turn the alarm off, clip the rod. Turn it on, there we go. Now to get the net set back up. Nah, it's just the current. That's just the current taking it. So on this rod, rainbow trout, smelt, big mackerel tail. Theory is flow's going that way, so put the mackerel tail out, smells the mackerel tail, go down the river. Any pike that's below us will come up and probably see these two beds first. The rainbow trout is kind of big, so it's I'm hoping to get away from jack pike with that one. The little roach you've just seen me cast, and this boy is just sitting out here doing his own thing.
I'm going to talk about some wee tips, wee easy tips. Pike anglers. Pike tend to be quite a long fish, so get yourself one of these. This is a tape measure. It's an old style tape measure. Now you can see the numbers. This is good. If you lay that onto your hook and cradle or whatever, it gives you an excellent size of reference. Okay, a bit of a beep there. I'm 6'2". I can't help being this big. So when I hold a fish, even if it's a good fish, the fish looks small in comparison to my body. This is why holding or taking a photograph in the unhooking mat with something like this streamed out beside it, it gives you like a rough example of how long the fish is. You can get these from tailor shops or any shop that sells sewing equipment, and they're usually about $1.99. It doesn't weigh anything and it's handy to have in your bag. Second thing, it's always in my bag. May sound stupid. Wet wipes. Why do we have wet wipes in a fishing bag? Well, there's times when bathroom activities need to be done. These are a fucking great idea to have in your backpack, especially if you're doing long day sessions or overnight sessions. Wet wipes. You can buy them in packs of, you can buy a couple of packs for £1 in a pound shop. Wet wipes are also good if you're making, maybe spilled some oil or something, or cooking oil or cooking fat, and you need to wipe down a pot or a pan. That'll just wipe it down nice and clean. You can throw it in the bin. Easy peasy, dead cheap. Plus, let's face it, everybody poops, so these here in your backpack, well worth it. And after you finish dropping bombs or making a taxman or whatever you want to call them, you're going to have to wash your hands. Now, wash your hands in the lake water, that's fine, doesn't kill all the germs. So some hand sanitizer in your bag, a quick squirt of that there, your hands are clean and you don't give yourself, anything untoward. Nice and simple, but it's something that I don't see enough anglers using. I want to chat to you about drop arms. Now, obviously I've seen the drop arms that I'm using currently. They're going to be upgraded soon. The guy that made the drop arms that I have currently, the company that he designed them for, it's no longer around, so he's made an upgraded model, a better model. This is the drop arms that I'm currently using. They are the RAD Droparms. Now, what makes them different to the other drop arms on the market, I'm not sure if you're able to see inside that, but there's two little ball bearings, and this screw tightens the spring, so you can make them really tight or really loose, and that spring that's just operated with that little aluminium screw there. The only thing I ever had to do with these is obviously paint them luminous orange so you could see them. But those are the drop arms that I've been using now for a while. I can't fault them. Good drop arms. The updated model that's coming out, I will do a review on them once I get them. But currently, these are the drop arms that I'm using. Drop arms nice and simple. This is holding your rod, obviously. This is going to your reel. The pike takes the line, the drop arm falls. Hence the name drop arm. That's what I'm using at the minute. The very first one that I ever bought was this. Now, this has been painted about 50 times. It's very chipped. it's been given a kicking. I bought this in the early 90s when I first started pike fishing. Before that I was using a drop arm that I made myself from a wine cork, 2 map pins and orange paint. It didn't have, the later models did have a little stick like this, but it was a little bamboo stick that you use for growing plants on. Before that it was just tied, there was a hook pushed into the bottom of the cork. There was a length of heavy, I was actually fly backing for fly reels, and that was tied to a bank stick, so you'd have had the cork, the bank stick to the cork, and the pike would have took the line out and the cork would have fell. Same sort of principle, only it didn't have the longer, like the arm. Fox started making pike fishing gear that was more geared towards, you know, commercially pike anglers. Before that, a lot of the stuff you made yourself. So when companies like Fox got more into pike angling, it was better because stuff began to actually be made specifically for pike anglers. So this is actually one of the first drop arms. I bought a set of 3. I still have the set of 3, and over the years they had been given an absolute beating. The line clip, as you can see, is a plastic pincer clip. You squeeze, you twist this at the end to make it loose or to make it tight. The one thing I did find was that the drop arm itself was very, very light. So fishing longer range, fishing on a river that has quite a strong current, the drop arm was too light, it pulled out. So you ended up adding these here. These are drilled bullets. These are 1 ounce right up to 2 ounce drilled bullets, and they're held in place by a little rubber bead that slides on, and that just gives the drop arm enough weight to pull any loose line out of the rod. So you've cast out your bait's at the bottom, your lead's in the bottom, you've wound down, you've set your rod and your drop arm, you've clipped it up to the reel, and the weight of this is fit to pull any slack line out, so that you can basically get your rod set up perfectly. If it's pulled to there, then you've got lots of slack line, so you'd wind a bit back onto your reel and you clip it back up again. I used to fish this so that it was just sitting under the reel. So as soon as the pike touched the bait, it put the pressure on and pulled this out, and obviously it fell. As far as designs go, it's pretty simple. It's just, you know, foam covered head, a little stick and a bit of silicone tubing at the bottom that you would have had a plug that plugged onto the bottom of it. But this was the first drop arms that I bought myself. I can remember being like a teenager buying these things and thinking, these are brilliant, you know. So there you go, there's the first ever drop arms that I bought. Now over time Fox made better types of them. Like this one here, you can obviously see that I have put my own line clip on that. Again, you can these are luminous, these little beads, but you can tighten this clip up, and again you add the weight on, same as the other one. But this one also has a slot in the bottom of it, in there, that you could put an isotope so the thing glows in the dark. So this was the Fox next attempt at a drop arm. This was their original was these. It was pretty basic. Then they brung out these. Now the thing I didn't like about these ones is they had sort of like a weird gate clip thing that you couldn't really tighten up, and any sort of pressure the gate clip opened, so it wasn't really any good. So I swapped them all out. I pulled the gate clips off and used, those are solar clips that you screwed in, and then I just took a file and filed the end of it round. I was going to paint it the same colour as that there, but I never ever got round to it, and you know, since then I've never seen the need. These currently are what I use if I have guys that are fishing with me that maybe don't have their own drop arms or their own equipment. I'll happily set them up with this here. It still does the job. It clips into the bank stick, you know, the pike takes line, the thing drops. Again, it is what it is. It's a drop arm. It's a pretty simple thing. So there we have it. Some of the drop arms, from like the very, very basic ones Now these are the first ones that I ever bought, as in paid money for. The ones that I made myself, you know, I'm sure I still have an example of that kicking around in a garage somewhere, but I just thought it was kind of funny to kind of show you from very, very basic to where we are now with, you know, spring loaded clips. And these are actually going to be replaced again, they're going to be upgraded again. So once I get them off Pete, I will do a full review. But it's looking... Pete's the guy that designed these. He's took this concept, this design, and tweaked it and made it better. So the new drop arms that are coming, they have a different connector to the bank stick, and they have a different shaped head, and they have, I think it's instead of metal ball bearings inside that, they're like a ceramic or something. I can't quite tell you what they are because I don't quite know yet, but those are going to be the newer model of bank stick, but not bank stick, drop arm that I'm going to be using. So there we have it, a quick rundown on drop arms. The importance of having good bite indication when you're pike fishing, I can't emphasize enough. I fish with drop arms and front bite alarms. I fish with Delcoms, the Delcom TXI alarms. I have the receiver sitting on my chair where I'm sitting at the minute having a cup of coffee, so that the pike, if the pike picks up the bait, any sort of movement on the line will cause this to obviously clip out, and then the alarms, the front alarms will often sound. The front, you'll get like a fraction of a second where your alarm will be it'll be making a noise before the drop arm clicks out. That's just because the alarms are that sensitive. So you'll have like a buzz on your alarms, and you'll turn around and you'll look, and you'll literally see the drop arm just falling. So it's a case of, as soon as you hear that buzz, get walking towards your bank sticks, to where your rods are, your rod pod or your bank sticks, because there's a chance that there's something hungry on the other end that's having a munch of your bait. So, bank sticks. One of the other things I probably should explain, and I do get asked questions a lot about it, is the rod pod setup that I have. Move this around, move this down so you can see. You have these drop arms that are like an adapter for your drop arm. Now Fox made these to obviously fit their own drop arms, but the RAD drop arms that I picked up, they fit them very well. I have two little rubber bands that just hold them in place, but this is a stem that comes off the back of your buzz bar that gives your drop arm something to, you know, hold on to. Other than that, when these weren't around, you ended up clipping your buzz bars onto your bank sticks, onto this part of the pod here. I don't think it makes any difference. It's just a bit fancier having your drop arms in line with your rod, as opposed to at an angle set off to here. But I'll just switch this off so that I'm not getting pestered. You would have, if the pike picked up the bait and run towards you, obviously the drop arm will fall, hence its name, drop arm. If the pike moves away from you, the drop arm will raise, and then if it takes the bait away, it'll clip out, the line is then free, and the pike can move. Put that back on. So there we have it, a quick rundown on bite indication and the drop arms that I use. Any questions, let me know in the comments. And we have a second run, I think. Either that or the toe has pulled me out again. I think something's there. Nope. I think the toe has pulled me out, and my friendly neighbourhood swan's coming to say hello.
Hello, friendly neighbourhood swan. See these swans? If you feed them, they don't go away. So the trick is, don't feed the buggers, and maybe they'll leave you alone. Right, let me get another bit. Put it out there. But Mr. Swan, yes, I see you. I've no food for you. No food. Don't bite me, you bastard. No food. Shoo shoo. Go away. Whew. Don't make swans. Let's try a mini smelt. Well, let's hook him head first. That way, if there's any flow in the water, he'll be if there's any flow in the water, he'll be moving head first. Right. We're on the bottom. Where we are here, it's kind of shallow. It's very silty, and you end up with when the river is moving, when the water is moving, you end up with this place will just rip through because it is so shallow. If you head up that direction, there comes to an island. There's a big deep hole. That big deep hole holds good prey fish pretty much all year round, but the pegs don't go up to it, so you can't. The public access doesn't go all the way up to the big deep hole. You'd have to go through a farmer's land. So you just have to get used to where you're fishing, you know, use what you have. I've asked one of my friends that knows the guy that owns the land to see if he'll let somebody, you calm down, Swan, that is onto it, but I've not heard anything back yet. And Mr. Swan here, he is adamant that I'm going to feed him with something, and I have nothing for you, you big daft creature. No, I have nothing for you. You can shake your head all you want, I still have nothing for you. Yeah, I know, it sucks. I'm just being mean, that's it. Peck yourself. Stupid bird. So, rods set, smelt, big rainbow trout, mackerel tail. I kind of thought the mackerel tail would have went off by now. I really did, especially after giving it 10 milligrams of Eddie Turner's finest mackerel oil to give it a bit of a boost. But it's been a pretty good day. Just a little bit of drizzle to start with, and apart from that, it's been okay. Let's see if something picks up my smelt.